Welcome to Narrator's Cut. Today we're going to show you a horror thriller movie called Hush. When a mysterious murderer arrives through her window, a deaf journalist who has retired into the woods to live a peaceful existence must defend for her life in silence. Maddie is making a full course lamb meal with her laptop in a wooded house. Her laptop informs her that she is deaf while she eats dinner. Sarah from next door has called to invite herself. Maddie sees her friend approaching. Sarah uses sign language to tell Maddie she's finished her book. She then asks how Maddie gets her writing ideas. Her mother calls it writer's brain, says Maddie. It makes her crazy. Her mind is like a movie with several endings. Their conversation is interrupted. Their return home is greeted with a bad smell of burning and an ear-splitting noise from Maddie, who subsequently apologized for the loud alarm and explained to Sarah that she needed it to wake up. She provides Sarah with her own copy of the book before leaving. Later that night, Maddie is alone in her living room, working on her manuscript. She cleans up the kitchen mess to distract herself from her irritation. Sarah, Maddie's friend, screams and begs for her help in the kitchen. She attempts to open the closed door. Marie is cleaning up, but she can't see Maddie. Sarah's piercing cries stops as an arrow rushes and pierces her back. A thief with a ski hat and a white mask stabs Sarah against Maddie's kitchen door. He keeps stabbing her till she collapses. The assailant knocks on Maddie's door, but she didn't respond. He deduces she is deaf immediately away. The intruder breaks in while she is at work. He's about to stab her with an arrow when he sees Maddie's sister Alex video calling her. He flees with Maddie's phone. Maddie says she's stuck and wants a break when Alex asks about her manuscript. She attempts to persuade Maddie to go back to the city, but she refuses. Their conversation is interrupted as Alex worries whether someone is following her. Maddie reassures that it's most likely her cat. Maddie shakes her cat's bowl. Her cat is absent as she shakes the dish around the home. Missing the container by the open door, she returns to her writing. A message from Maddie's phone arrives on her laptop. She opens the message to see a snapshot of herself taken while talking to her sister. The intruder holding the phone terrifies Maddie as she approaches the open door. She closes and locks the door quickly. The thief with a crossbow tries each door, but Maddie locks them all. When the power went out, she saw him slash her tires. There's no way out now. Maddie scribbles something on the glass door with her lipstick. She says she won't tell anyone because she hasn't seen him and he's on his way home. She expects him to fall for her ruse. Taking off his mask reveals a tattoo on his neck. When he asks if she can read lips, Maddie nods. He can only murder her now that she has seen his face. Maddie goes to the kitchen to get a knife. She locks the door and windows. Something starts banging on one of her windows as she huddles in a corner, terrified. She looks up to see the intruder slamming Sarah's lifeless arm against the window pane. When she discovers her friend's body, Maddie lowers her knife and goes away weeping. Maddie assumes Sarah still has her phone. Her vehicle alarm is used to distract the intruder. When she's done, a panting Maddie rushes out, opens the window, and pulls the phone from her friend's back pocket. The burglar tries to take her, but she shuts the window over his fingers. She hammers his arms out as he yells in anguish and tries to break the window. So he withdraws and locks the window again. Maddie hides from the intruder as he rushes around the home. She sneaks out to the kitchen and into the patio's crawl space. The invader fires a crossbow. halting her in her tracks. She runs back to the house, almost escaping with her life inside. Maddie searches her loft for a way out. I squeeze out of the window and fall into the roof. Maddie flings a flashlight into the bushes behind her house. The intruder follows the light, attracting his attention. With her frightened legs shaking, she begins to traverse the roof. An intruder fires an arrow at her leg as she descends. He reloads and misses her by a hair. Then Maddie yanks herself up, jaws clenched. The burglar continues climbing the roof, but Maddie knocks him down and grabs his crossbow. She drags the crossbow inside just in time to close the upstairs window. Sarah's boyfriend John arrives at the door just as she's about to load the crossbow. Pretending to be a cop, the intruder stops him dead in his tracks. A resident's 911 call prompted his dispatch. He demanded identification from John. He tells John that an intruder has knocked him down and seized his gun and radio to call for aid. John doubts Maddie's ability to make the call as she is deaf and mute. John has a spare key hidden beneath one of the patio plants. John charges the intruder with a rock, seeking the key. Maddie sees John and starts beating on the kitchen door glass. By doing so, the intruder can stop John in the neck. John fights for air as blood squirts from his neck. When they collapse, John chokes the intruder. As she watches the conflict, Maddie mulls over the numerous consequences of her escape. She can't outrun him with a limp. If she uses a crossbow, she must be precise. He'll capture her if she tries to restart the power. If she hides, a rock will break one of the windows. If the intruder doesn't find her, she bleeds to death. She can't crawl back. Her heart howls in anguish, and she understands she is running out of time. The intruder pushes John aside after releasing his chokehold. John dies from his injuries, unable to save Maddie. To his shoulder, Maddie takes advantage of the circumstance. Agony drives him to murder her. He shouts. Maddie is chasing him back inside, closing the kitchen door with her hand. Maddie can only wail as he tramples on her hand, breaking her fingers' bones. With her last ounce of energy, she brings her hand inside. Maddie uses her remaining hand to input the attacker's details on her laptop and locks herself in the toilet. The thief sneaks up behind her, while she waits for him to smash the window. Maddie detects his breath on her neck and turns around to hit him in the knee. He shouts angrily and rushes at her, his knee broken. Maddie detects his breath on her neck and turns around to hit him in the knee. He shouts angrily and rushes at her, his knee broken. Maddie runs back to the kitchen, collapsing against one of the cabinets. She reactivates the fire alarm and sprays the intruder with bug spray, buying her time. When the intruder confronts her, they struggle. He strangles her and slaps her in the face, but Maddie resists forcing her fingers into his swollen legs. She sees her life flash before her eyes as he strangles her again. Her heartbeat calms as she takes the wine opener with both hands. She stabs him in the neck one last time. Dragging his blood, he releases the grip of neck and falls beside her. Maddie is gasping for air and quickly pulls out his phone to contact 911. This is her chance to leave. She gives the dead intruder one last look before heading out to the terrace to sit with her pet. As Maddie touches the little hairy creature, police lights flash in the distance. I survived and won, she thinks as she closes her eyes. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed it, and please leave a comment, like, and subscribe to the channel for more interesting movies to recap. Take care and see you at the next video!